So is it worth it? Is this all worth it? Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Arwen. I'm a pediatric occupational therapist. Today is going to be a student loan update, September 2020 student loan update, and we're going to be talking about the cost of OT school and if it is worth it. It's been a long day, so let's just get into it. So is occupational therapy worth it? Is the school, is the degree, is the time that it takes worth it? Is an advanced degree worth it at all nowadays with the amount of debt that you can accrue? I feel like that's the dilemma that a lot of young individuals and some older adults that have reached out to me that are in right now and deciding whether or not they want to pursue a master's or a PhD, a higher level degree because of the extreme costs. So for me, the easiest way to analyze this would be to do a cost benefit analysis. So the benefits being you would have a sufficient income or salary, you would have a specific lifestyle that you're trying to obtain, a certain quality of life. There's a certain job satisfaction that tends to come with being an occupational therapist, being that you get to help others, you help improve people's lives, you can have an impact, a significant impact on people, and I feel like that is why many of y'all are seeking this job, is that you want to have a meaningful job and a meaningful career, and I think occupational therapy definitely fills that role. But does the income, does the lifestyle, the benefits outweigh the extreme costs that are now occurring? I feel like any career that requires a specific degree to do that job is facing that same dilemma, like medical professionals, being an accountant, maybe a teacher, a lawyer, are all faced with that same reality that their degree comes with a specific burden, and that burden is debt. And I would actually argue that college itself is more accessible than it ever has been through any point in time throughout our history. From my limited knowledge and understanding of history and how college and university used to work, going to college was really something that only the wealthy, those with higher economic status, were actually able to obtain, and that's kind of what set them apart, is that they had the funds and the wealth to attend college, to send their children to college. And if you couldn't afford to go to college, then you had to take out a personal loan. You had to go to the bank and say, I would like to go to college for this reason. And you would have to prove to the bank that you're worthy of getting that loan. I think some people saw that as unfair, so by giving out more student loans, that leveled the playing field, as they say, so that more people, and not just those with the means to attend college, were able to. But I think it did so with unforeseen consequences, and that is the significant burden of the student loan debt. While it is more accessible, I think, like I said before, it comes with those unforeseen consequences of the debt and how that is going to impact those individuals long term. And the other thing is that once everyone has a degree, it almost becomes less valuable. So when you think about people wanting to have expensive and designer clothing and purses and bags, the reason they want that is because it kind of sets them apart. It shows that they have a certain status, and that's what a degree used to mean. If you went to apply for a job and you had a degree and the other person didn't, but they maybe had a lot of previous job experience, that degree was supposed to hold you to a higher level, and that's why getting a college degree was so important, because it made you stand out from all the other people that didn't have that degree. But now that so many people have a degree, it kind of degrades the value and the importance, if that makes sense. I obviously took the risk and got into debt to become an occupational therapist. And I don't regret it at this point. Being an OT and having this career and this job has allowed me a lifestyle that I could have never imagined. I'm incredibly grateful for all the opportunities and the interactions that I've had with my job, the ability to have this wonderful home that I'm in, and to travel. Well, used to travel, but to do so many things that this job, the benefits have afforded me to. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the same for everyone. You certainly know the level of risk you're willing to take when you think about it, and this is one of the number one things that people email me about or message me about is, should I do it? Should I make this commitment? And I wish I could tell you the answer. I really, really do, but I don't. I don't have the one answer for you. You have to figure that out on your own. But I can honestly say someone messaged me yesterday that it was going to cost $90,000 to go to OT school to get their master's, well, master's or PhD, I'm not sure. And to me, that's too much. That is just too much money, especially if you're coupling that with maybe undergraduate debt. It would be hard for me to justify because the salary just isn't enough to overcome that much debt. That's my honest opinion. The sad thing is the cost is probably only going to go up because all OT degrees are going to be transferred to the graduate level, to a doctorate level. So I don't see it getting any better. But with all of that said, all of that lovely conversation, that brings us to my student loan update, which I am very excited because if you saw last week, I was able to pay off one of 4 of my student loans. So I paid off one in full last month. So if you didn't see that, go check it out. But President Trump did extend the continuation of 0% interest and deferring your student loan payments until the end of the year, which has really been my motivation this year to conquer these student loans. That and the fact that I have no social life, or I don't do anything anymore, and I don't spend money. So I've got some extra money to put towards these loans. But if you're in the situation and you have the extra cash, I implore you to take advantage of trying to pay these loans down or paying your loans down while the interest is not accruing, because that will help you significantly. So right now I've turned my attention to the loan that has the highest interest. So when interest resumes, this loan does have the highest interest. I think it's 6.5%. I know. I should refinance my loans. Maybe after the new year, when everything goes back, I'll think about refinancing. But right now, I'm not going to think about it. So the original loan, I'm going to double check. The original loan was for $15,186. As of right now, it sets at $13,850. We're gonna go make a little payment here. Okay, and now it is down to $12,350. I'm hoping to at least get it under $10,000 by Christmas time. Maybe more, but that is at least my official student loan update. If you are on your own journey, I hope it's going well. I hope these are encouraging. I make these videos for myself because it holds me accountable for the most part. I wish I had a better answer for you as to whether occupational therapy was worth it. I think you can argue either way. There's many references right now that say occupational therapy is one of the largest growing careers. I think last year it said it was like the number 1 or number 2 career in the United States in terms of job growth. So there definitely seems to be a demand for occupational therapy right now. But I don't think it's going to be sustainable if the cost of tuition continues to go up. And I don't know if it will honestly be worth it. I don't know if I could ever recommend someone to take out $100,000 to have this job. It just seems too outrageous to me. And I don't want to discourage anyone, but I want you to really, really consider what it means to have that much debt. So while I don't have a solution to the increasing cost of tuition, this may be an unpopular opinion, but I don't think that making college free is the right solution. I think the burden to the taxpayer would be too great at this point. The money has to come from somewhere to make college free, and I don't think the increase in taxes is appropriate in my personal opinion. Everyone is free to disagree with that. But one solution that I do think needs to be addressed is to really make sure that students that are taking out loans understand what that means. I said it before in my very first video that I myself didn't really consider what it meant to have that much debt. I should have never been given a loan in the first place for this much money without having any equity or any capital or anything to back up the debt that I was taking on. And going back to the very beginning, before there was the industrial student loan complex that there is today, if you went to the bank and you couldn't get a loan, then that was it. They said, we're not going to give you $20,000 to get this liberal arts degree, So I wish I had a better solution. I wish I had a better answer, but I think having these conversations is the first step. I know that sounds cliche and everyone says that, but I think until we as professionals and students start to talk about this more, it's going to continue to be an ongoing issue. So while that wasn't the brightest of updates or conversations, I hope it was thought-provoking. I hope everyone again is doing well on their student loan journey. Y'all are always free to message me, of course, when you have questions. But again, it's really going to always be up to you as an individual to decide if it is worth it or not. It definitely was for me, and I hope you can see the benefits of the job that I have, and that's why I love sharing it with you guys. So I'll try to leave you on that positive note. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.